Come on in, come on in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, we could do better than that. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we're all here. Thank you all for coming. It is so good to see all of you here. How is everybody feeling? Enjoying the day, the weather, it's okay? Are we getting into the holiday spirit? Yeah, are we feeling it? A little bit, it's coming. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it and bring more holiday spirit to all of you. My name is Wim Sweldens. I will be your worship associate today. I am a tall, slender, white, aging male. I like to go by the he, him pronouns, and today I'm wearing sort of a holiday red sweater and a light brown khaki pants. Welcome to Beacon. We are a liberal, religious, Unitarian Universalist community. We are not a creedal religion. We don't have a prescribed deity or sacred book. Instead, we ground ourselves in values and covenants. And at the center of our values is love. And for those of you who might have seen our Article 2, you might have noticed that around love, there are 6 values that interconnect. And I'll try to sort of point them out a little bit with my hands as I get them. So there is justice, equity, generosity, pluralism, transformation, and interdependence. I might have gotten the order a little bit wrong, but it doesn't matter, I hope. We're all here today. Let's take a few minutes to welcome each other today. Reach out to maybe a neighbor, or maybe better across the aisle to somebody you haven't met before, and welcome them into this space and time. Thank you. Thank you all. It's so wonderful to be part of this community and to see all the welcome greetings and conversations which we can continue at our coffee hour afterwards. Before we begin, I have a few announcements. One more on the logistical part. As you know, our building has an elevator. It has been known to be one of the slowest elevators in the world, and it's really earning its reputation because it doesn't work right now. It's in repair, and we appreciate everybody's patience. It should be done around the 13th. The technicians were hard at work yesterday here, and this is sort of what they're telling us. A really special thanks to many of you who've done some extra hauling work, making sure the coffee hours and the coffee can be here. That is all very much appreciated, and we hope to see it moving, albeit slowly, again soon. Also, a big thank you to all of you who came Friday evening for the hanging of the greens with many families. I would like to appreciate the holiday decorations helping us getting into the holiday spirit. Yes, thank you. I also want to do a shout out to all of you who participated in the Chancellor Avenue Code Drive. Last week we delivered 75 brand new codes to the kids at Chancellor Avenue just in time as the cold weather is setting in. Special shout out to Stacy and Jessica who coordinated all the programs and delivered all the codes. So we're going to continue the momentum with Chancellor Avenue. The next project is a toy and gift drive. The plan is that every kindergartner, every first grader, every second grader in the district will get a gift for the holidays. I mean, many of them might not get any gifts without our help. The plan is to raise about $20 per child. There is an email that's going out already. Look for Stacy's email. If you don't have it, come see me. There's a QR code. There is a link where your most generous donations will be very much appreciated. Also, as you may know, Beacon is a part of the Interfaith Council, and one of the big projects of the Interfaith Council during the winter is our Summit Warm Hearts program, where we provide warming shelter, food shelter, overnight shelters with the other congregations to the unhoused people in our community. We always need more volunteers. I mean, so if you have some time, or if you have some extra food that you want to share, or if you want to come and spend an afternoon or a morning here, please let us know. Come see me after the service. Find Missy, who is the coordinator of the program. We need more volunteers, and all your activities are much appreciated. I also want to do a very, very special, very warm welcome to Tammy and John, who are sharing their musical gifts with us today. John at the keyboard and Tammy lending us her beautiful voice. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you for being with us today. Now, let's take a deep breath. Let's bring our full presence into this space, into this time, and into this moment. I will next ring out our Tibetan bowl gong and slowly and gently let it die out. And may its ringing and dissipation into silence invite your presence in this sacred time and place.
Here we go. I'm so happy to be with you today. I'm Tammy Petty. I'm wearing head to toe black. My pronouns are she and her, or sometimes I say her and she, like the chocolate. It's easier for me to remember, and I like chocolate, so it works for me. If you're able to rise, please rise with us and grab the thicker of the two volumes. We're going to sing number 16 together, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. And here's the gospel symbol for let's do it again. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning again. We next light our chalice. Now, as you may have noticed over the last couple of months, we often invite a volunteer to light the chalice, and we usually have one of our children lighting the chalice. But our children are downstairs today, so I want to ask one of you to volunteer. Now, don't be afraid. I'm not going to ask how old you are or what grade you're in or anything like that. Looks like Kathy, are you volunteering? Please come on up, and there should be, yeah, there is a light there for you to light. the chalice. Thank you, Kathy. We light this chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Its warm glow gathering us close, its presence inviting us to be here and now in this moment together.
Good morning. My name is Kathy Menendez. I go by she, hers. I'm 5'2", eyes are blue, skin is fair, and I have blonde hair. I'm wearing black and blue and my burgundy scarf, which indicates that I'm a member of the chaplain team here at Beacon. As chaplains, we extend the spiritual care of our community by offering intentional compassion through presence and listening. Chaplains also facilitate our weekly community candle lighting, and together we light candles of joy, sorrow, and gratitude. This morning, we'll light a candle of joy for Jim and Nancy Pearson's granddaughter, who got married yesterday on an alpaca farm with Robin and Thule officiating. A candle of gratitude for the generous donors who helped us meet our Giving Tuesday goal. Yay. A candle of celebration for Robin's birthday. What day is it?
Happy birthday.
December 8th, today. Oh, wow. A candle of sorrow for all those who are suffering in armed conflict around the globe. And a candle of hope for the season of Advent, for the waiting and the longing for light in the darkness. For this and for so much more, we invite you now to come forward to light a candle here in our sanctuary, or at home, or wherever you may be.
You know, sometimes when you're a visitor, you're not sure if it's time or not, and when everybody's going, then you know it's time. Ooh, so this is a song that Ada Blenkhorn wrote back in late 1800s, and she wrote it because her nephew was in a wheelchair, and he said, you know, I want to always be on the sunny side of the street, so wheel me on the sunny side. And she was like, okay, there's a lyric in here I can work with. So she wrote this song with her nephew in mind, and you may know it because the Carter family made it really famous. And if you know it, you can sing it with me. There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strive, the sunny side we also may view. Here goes. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all our ways if we keep on the sunny side of life. Oh, the storm and its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear. Clouds and storms will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all your ways if we keep on the sunny side of life. One more time. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all my ways if you keep on the sunny side of life. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, John. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tuli Patel. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And today I'm wearing black pants and a light blue tunic with a chevron pattern on it, and I have short graying hair. I'm going to invite us now into a time of meditation. The meditation is going to begin and end with the ringing of the bowl gong. You want to get into a comfortable position. Some people prefer their feet on the rung of the chair or on the ground, whatever feels comfortable to you. You want to be able to be in a position that you can hold for about 3 to 5 minutes. As we settle into this time, we take 3 deep breaths in and out through the nose, signaling to our body that we are ready to begin this meditation. In through the nose and out. And again, a second breath. And out. And a third one. And out. And as we bring our awareness and presence to this moment, we take note first of our external physical environment. Faraway sounds, perhaps the hum of traffic, anything that you might be hearing at a distance. And then closer sounds, perhaps the sound of people on either side of you breathing, the creak of wooden floors, nearby sounds. And we are at this time allowing everything to just settle. We often run around like bottles of murky water being shaken up all the time. And we're spending this time in just letting everything settle, to let the sediment settle to the bottom as clarity arises at the top. Just settling in. Doing a body scan, beginning with the bottom of our feet. Imagining in your mind's eye your toes, the arch of your foot, your heels, ankles, shin bone and calf muscle, knees, thighs, both the hamstring along the back and the quadricep along the front, the hips and the pelvis region, the abdominal area, your lower back, middle back, upper back, your chest, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, your hands, the palms of your hands, the fingers and the back of the hands. Moving now to the collarbone, the neck, chin, face, back of the head, and top of the head. Body scans are good techniques to bring us fully into a present moment. Noticing how our breath has just been doing what it's meant to do all along. We didn't have to do anything for it, or to it, or give it any instructions. And so we spend some time in honoring it, following its trajectory, in through the nose, down the back of the throat, into the lungs, and into the very outer reaches of the lungs, the bronchioles and the alveoli. And then on the return journey, on the exhale, the pathway is retraced. Inhaling and exhaling. If our breath is compromised, as it might be for some of us, we can focus on the palms of our hands, the top of our heads, or the bottom of our feet. We are fully aware in this moment, fully present. We are in a sanctuary with other people. From this place of settling, with clarity arising, we bring into our mind's eye people whom we are in connection with. Might not be in physical connection, but perhaps by email or phone, or even here at Beacon during meetings and small groups. And to each one of these people, we extend wishes of loving kindness. May you be free from harm. May you be safe. May you be at ease. We widen the circle to extend into our and bring into our awareness people whom we do not know personally, but whom we see in grocery stores, while driving, while out for our walk. And to each one of them we extend the same wishes. May you be safe. May you be free from harm. May you be at ease. Continuing to breathe, breathing in love for all beings, breathing out peace, breathing in love, breathing out peace. We extend our awareness wider still to include all sentient beings across the globe, human and non-human. And to each one of them, we extend the same wishes of loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be free from harm. May you be at ease. Breathing in love, breathing out peace. We allow our breath to lengthen. And as the ringing of the Tibetan bowl gong dissipates into silence, you are invited to return to this space and sacred hour.
If you are able to rise, please stand. We're going to sing from the smaller volume of song, a song called Meditation on Breathing, page 1009. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe in love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe in love. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Thank you.
I'd like to call forward Amanda Parish Block from Grace to lead us in our testimonial.
Good morning. I'm Amanda Parish Block. I'm the founder and director of Grace in Summit. We were founded 8 years ago as an outreach organization to fulfill the vision that every need that exists in our community can fulfill. And in this time, first of all, Beacon was instrumental in our formation, and we remain grateful. We are in a time when need is historic. When we were founded, it was stated by the United Way of Greater Union County that 22% of all Summit households could not afford their essentials budget each month. In 2019, we were able to co-author a study that 25% of all households in Summit could not afford their essentials: housing, heating, transportation, medicine, food, all of that. We now estimate, being that we are serving more than 700 households every week, that number is closer and may exceed 30% of all households. All of our neighbors are experiencing difficulty affording and securing what they need in order to live, thrive, work, grow in our community. But what we are an organization, we are a community that is loved into being. Those who come to us in need, we partner with them. When people come to us, they register with us, not just for data purposes, but so we can understand their needs, so that when they come, we're known as a pantry, and indeed we distribute nutrient-dense food every week. But we come and open our doors in partnership. We make sure that their needs are represented in our community. We have family medicine physicians from Overlook Family Medicine, health screenings from Summit Health Cares, dental care from Overlook Dental, benefits assistance from the county, career guidance from employment professionals, and so on. When mothers come in need of diapers, they are also able to register with the Department for Maternal and Child Health to make sure that they get the support that they need, be it mental health resources, postpartum care, milestone screenings. Because the idea is we all are in need, and we all are a community who can best serve each other. And from that, from this partnership, we have also discovered, while we're looking at numbers this year, that 1 in 4 households who come to Grace graduate from needing our services to a life where they are able to meet their needs on their own. The other 3 and 4, we remain consistent and an abiding presence, and they too in our community. And that's thanks to support like yours, so that we can fulfill our promise every week. 52 weeks of the year for more than 8 years, we've been able to open our doors and offer what people say that they need in order to feel their best and be full-fledged members of our community. And I thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. This is part of a series of plate collections that go towards hunger and homelessness. The contributions that you make will be split among Grace, whom you just heard from Amanda, from Bridges Outreach, Summit Warm Hearts, and the Plainfield Food Pantry. I'll also add that we are the only nonprofit that I know of that doesn't take an administrative fee. So 100% of your contributions that come in go out. So please give as generously as you can. Thank you.
An open heart, give me the eyes to see, tear down the wall that separates the path from you to me. Tug at my heart, open my heart, make me available. Tug at my heart, open my heart, though it feels breakable. Tear down the walls, build me a bridge, make it translatable. Tug at my heart, open my heart, open my heart. Turn down the noise, you can talk to me. I'm ready now, I'm here. Share with me the blazing truth, the truth that makes things crystal clear. Tug at my heart, open my heart, make me available. Tug at my heart, open my heart, though it feels breakable. Tear down the walls, build me it my heart, open my heart, open my heart. Here's a chance for me to hear you. Here's a chance for hearts to heal. Though I'm afraid, I'm walking toward you. You can tell me how you feel, how you feel. Oh, open my heart, tug at my heart, make me available. Tug at my heart, open my heart, though it feels breakable. Tear down the walls, build me a bridge, make it translatable. Tug at my heart, open 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 my heart, tug at my heart, open my heart.
So I'm deeply honored that Tammy wrote that song for this service. So when we decided, that would be the royal we, when we decided that I would preach today, I had to turn to what I know and my own random musings on the nature of presence, because Google, ChatGPT, and the dictionary were largely referencing the absence of a physical form. I'll get to that later. I found that it's generally a good idea to turn to your own understanding as we move to uncover what we don't know, and more importantly, that elusive, delicate state of uncovering what we don't know that we don't know. This is where transformation takes place. So, about presence. A wedding invitation reads, so-and-so requests the honor of your presence, or your presence is requested at. Yesterday it was at an alpaca farm. So clearly an important thing, this thing called presence, and an honor to bring with you, and it has enough gravitas that it is requested rather than taken for granted, and presumably something that you can easily discard. If by presence is meant full attention, full mindful, single-minded intent and purpose, nothing is more presenceful or presence-establishing than a wailing infant or a migraine which the infant might have induced. In both cases, we are turning away from the pain, trying to alleviate it or get away from it. As a migraine sufferer from the age of 8, I'm an old hand at being fully present to the physical pain and discomfort. I've learned a thing or two over the decades. If you work yourself into a tizzy trying to lessen the pain, it only gets worse for far longer than it should. But if you pay attention, as the migraine has been coaxing you to do all along, perhaps even breathing into the pain, it lifts sooner. Any migraine sufferers in the room? Anybody? Yeah, there we go. If we do this, we have shifted from trying to get away from the pain to succumbing to it. We have perhaps just for a few moments broken the endless cycle of craving and aversion to being fully present. In the struggle I just described, it would seem that the kind of presence I reference is internal. But presence is also external when you show up to things like protests or marches or here at Beacon. Showing up means we are present physically and externally, even though we might be checked out internally, distracted by internal chatter or pain or an endless list of to-dos. I'll hazard a guess and say that if you were to think about the most transformative, or transformative might be too big a word, too heavily laden, let's just call it memorable. If you were to think about the most memorable moments of your life, I'd hazard a guess that these were moments when your internal and external presences were aligned. When you showed up to that wedding with the requested external presence and were fully attentive and engaged, the experience might be more likely to be memorable. You can see this in action at a Hindu temple. One goes for darshan, and I will note that the book that I referenced heavily by the same name is authored by Diana Eck, Emeritus Professor of Religion and Indian Studies at Harvard, not a book by an Indian, and in so doing, I'm complicit in holding up colonized frames of understanding. But in the book, Diana Eck tells us, when you go for darshan, which literally means seeing, you bring your full self and perhaps some offerings, fresh fruit or flowers. And as you enter, you ring a bell. It's overhead, like a big church bell, but you ring it, to signal the arrival of your presence. And then your eyes fall on the face of the deity you have come to see. The deity looks back at you, acknowledging your presence. With this mutual exchange, darshan is complete. Two beings have come into each other's presence and are so transformed. There is a transactional element to this exchange. The worshipper has arrived seeking acknowledgement of presence and blessings. The gods are getting fruits and flowers, and all they do is exchange looks with you. Darshan is not complete without the actual physical seeing or touching if you're visually impaired. But there is another kind of presence, not physical, and perhaps that is what my initial Google searches were referencing. Buddhism, in particular, has much to teach us about this. In the first few centuries after the Buddha's death, the depictions about him were all without his physical form. Nowhere did you see what we today associate with Buddhism: Buddha heads, sleeping Buddhas, laughing Buddhas, emaciated Buddhas. As a recent exhibit at the Met called Tree and Serpent, that's this book here, uncovering early Buddhist sculptures, you see scenes from the life of the Buddha: an empty throne for the prince who renounced his kingdom, footprints, a riderless horse, a dharma wheel. This is an iconic Buddha, where his presence is signaled by his physical absence. You're welcome to take a look at the books after the service. I'd ask clean hands, please. I'm uber paranoid about my books. So being reminded of somebody's physical presence without their actual presence is something that many of us have felt too. A sweater hanging in a closet, the clink of jewelry, bringing into our physical consciousness the being of one not physically present, the smell of soap or a beloved kitchen utensil, each one evoking the physical presence of a prior presence in our lives. Can we stay present and aware to the missing, the longing, the beauty, the pain, and the suffering? You'd think my formative and early adult years would have prepared me well for this kind of awareness and presence. As Diana Eck says, India's display of multi-armed images, its processions and pilgrimages, its beggars and kings, its street life and markets, its diversity of peoples, all appear to the eye in a kaleidoscope of images. Much that is removed from public view in the modern West and taken into the privacy of rest homes, asylum, and institutions is open and visible in the life of an Indian city or village. The elderly, the infirm, the dead awaiting cremation, these sites, while they may have been expunged from the childhood palace of the Buddha, are not isolated from the public eye in India. Rather, they are present daily in the visible world in which Hindus and those who visit India move in the course of ordinary activities. In India, one sees everything. One sees people at work and prayer. One sees plump, well-endowed merchants, simple renouncers, fraudulent holy men, frail widows, emaciated lepers. One sees festival procession, marriage procession, and the funeral procession. Whatever Hindus affirm of the meaning of life, death, and suffering, they affirm with their eyes wide open. And yet, despite this early exposure, there are times when I just can't take it and have to look away. In 2016, an image went viral of a small child covered in dust and blood with a mute face and vacant eyes on an orange seat in an ambulance after a bomb attack in Syria. One quick look, and from the privileged safety of my New Jersey suburban home, I felt bile rise and was haunted by the image and still am. It was as if I was caught unsuspecting in an act of darshan. My internal presence was being beckoned, and I shooed it away. Since then, there have been so many, and each time I feel I can't bear it and look away. Imagine showing up to be seen by the gods and not making eye contact. My family encourages me to not look away, to let the full weight of suffering break me wide open, to normalize the discomfort rather than making an aversion of it. I need to stay as present to this emotional pain as I am to the physical pain of migraines. It's going to take me some time to build that muscle. The other day, I was going on about our lifespan goals of resilience, compassion, and confidence, and my then 17-year-old, who's in the back today, now 18-year-old, said to me, "You don't mean resilience, you mean anti-fragility." Huh? I had to bite my tongue and beat back the quick shutting down response that was bubbling up, take a deep breath, step into the role of responsive parent, which takes a whole lot of wondering, and say gently, "Tell me more." Because you never know where the wisdom of a 17-year-old might lead you. He went on to explain that resilience returns you to the state you started from, kind of like when you're floating in a pool, then you take a dive, and resilience and buoyancy lift you back up to the floating state. Anti-fragility, he explained, a term coined by economist Nassim Taleb, is a property of systems in which they increase in capability to thrive as a result of stressors, shocks, volatility, noise, mistakes, faults, attacks, or failures. In his book, Anti-Fragile, Taleb explains that anti-fragility means actively seeking out stressors and challenges so as to go stronger and better. Anti-fragility is beyond resilience or robustness. The resilient resists shocks and stays the same. The anti-fragile gets better. And I'll thank the internet for this next bit. Taleb explains that anti-fragile thrives under pressure. The resilient, Taleb says, resists shocks and stays the same. The anti-fragile gets better. Anti-fragility involves the love of errors. Evolution is anti-fragile. Culture and ideas are anti-fragile. Revolutions and political movements are anti-fragile. Mother Nature is anti-fragile. She destroys and replaces, selects and reshuffles. Systems such as this regenerate themselves and improve continuously by using rather than being affected by random and unpredictable stressors and volatility. Taleb does not only speak of unexpected events as stressors. Time, he explains, is functionally similar to volatility. The more time, the more disorder, what your grandmother calls experience. The fragile breaks with time, the robust does not. The anti-fragile adapts and gets better. Human beings who undergo strength training or any training that involves progressive overload benefit from anti-fragility. So Taleb reconfirms the centuries-old principle beautifully expressed by Marcus Aurelius: the obstacle is the way. So how do we begin? We start by not looking away. It means staying fully present and open to the images we see daily, from Gaza and Lebanon, the flooding in North Carolina, wildfires burning, glaciers melting, to not look away from the outstretched hand, the houseless and hungry veteran, the deer in your yard with the wound on its leg, from the barbed wire you put up around your tomatoes, the news of sex offenders being able to hold public office. It means not looking away. Taleb also talks about a barbell strategy. This is for investing, but we can apply it here. You can nurture old friendships, that is the safe thing to do, and risk new ones. And the volatility of the risky bets has us rising better and stronger in the long run, able to withstand ups and downs that come with life, the tides that ebb and flow. It means developing the stomach to withstand discomfort. As you bring your presence, internal and external, as you normalize discomfort to those bile-rising images, to the risky relationship, you also bring your presence to the joys in your life, taking none for granted. The grandchildren, the wind in the trees, the darkening days, sunrise, sunsets, frost, flowers, poetry, the places, times, and events that feel safe. It didn't take more than a photograph coming into my consciousness of a child whose physical presence I will never be in to be reminded of the teachings of the Buddha. The child's presence is real to me, as is the Buddha's. The lessons are fully present. The universality of suffering, impermanence, and the guidance to develop equanimity, to stay emotionally in the middle of the barbell with our internal and external presences fully aligned and attentive as we focus our efforts on both highly safe and highly risky endeavors. As we rise up beyond stasis to be stronger, we're going to need to be. And so I leave you, as I almost always do, with questions to reflect on. What is your pathway to presence? Does that pathway maintain your fragility, that is your privilege? Does your chosen pathway to presence coexist and even reinforce your fragility? Maybe at social hour, make a new friend by reflecting on this. As we consider these questions, we begin to build the muscle of anti-fragility, to dip our toes into normalizing discomfort, to actively work with our presence to be better able to withstand instability and the rising tides of unrest and uncertainty. With intention and attention, may our presence, physical or not, be a force for anti-fragility. Blessed be, and amen.
Thank you, Tuli. Boy, that's a word. We're going to rise in all ways possible and respond with the song, The Tide is Rising. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The task is mighty. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. Storm is raging, the storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The world is ready. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The tide is rising. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be.
And now if you would reach out Bibles and get connected. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, John. May our presence, internal and external, become aligned. May it be a grounding force to guide our days ahead and become the strength we need to develop anti-fragility. So may it be. Blessed be. Amen. Go ahead.